Now, President Trump and the press, they don't have a very good working relationship. They don't have any relationship at all. Donald Trump secretly wants to be loved by the press, and since he's an idiot, since he's a monster, the press doesn't like him. Okay, so now that we've established that, Trump has apparently threatened again to take away press credentials over what he deems to be unfair coverage. Now, to him, unfair coverage is anything that he doesn't like, anything that happens to be remotely negative. And to be fair, the press is incredibly negative on him, but there are good reasons. For number one, he lies all the time. He lies to everyone's face. So if you want to be critical about him, critical of him on that, well, that's perfectly acceptable. That's perfectly fine. But he, as I said before, trying to threaten the press into not being so negative. In fact, he tweeted earlier, "The fake news is working overtime. Just reported that despite the tremendous success that we're having with the economy and all things else, tremendous success, job growth is actually below expectations." Just saying. 91% of the network news is about me is negative, fake. Why do we work so hard in working with the media when it is corrupt? Take away credentials? Okay, look. So here's the thing. Now, is the media corrupt? I believe it is. So I'm critical of the media. I know they're corrupt. Not because they're mean to Donald Trump. No, there are other reasons that I believe the media is corrupt. But see, when it comes to Trump, all he thinks about is, well, it's fake. Because it's bad for me. I think that I'm awesome. Everything I do is great. So they must be lying. They must be making things up about me to go after me. But that's not true. It's actually 100% ridiculous. No, the reason that the media is corrupt, that I actually agree in principle that it's corrupt, is the fact that it wants access to politicians. And when you prioritize access to politicians over telling the truth, then you're not actually holding your elected officials accountable. So, I mean, look, to be fair, they're doing a little bit better of a job on Trump. However, I think they could do a lot better. And I think one of the main problems when it comes to politics and how they cover politics in general is that they're always worried about decorum. And for that, I go back to Michelle Wolf, right? Now, remember when Michelle Wolf, did her bit at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and the media absolutely had a meltdown. Oh my God, I can't believe how far you went. She went too far. She gave Trump a win, blah, 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 right? No, Michelle Wolf went exactly where she needed to go. Everything that she said was 100% spot on. But the problem was not what she said, for the most part. No, the problem is how she said it. She broke decorum. She was rude. She was so incredibly rude. How dare you imply that Kellyanne Conway and Sarah Huckabee Sanders are liars? Oh my God, you're attacking women. Ridiculous, right? Now, the reason that she says Sarah Huckabee Sanders is lying is because that's exactly what she does. That's her job. She is paid to go out and lie to the American people on behalf of the Trump administration. But however, when you call that out, when you say that so-and-so is lying, when it's clear that they're clear that they're not telling the truth, well, that's a breach of decorum. How dare you? How dare you? Well, all right. Now, see, that's why people hate cable news. Because all the American people want is for somebody to tell them the truth, to be honest with them. But see, cable news, they can't do that because then they lose access to politicians. If you dare hold a politician accountable, they're not going to come back on your show. So, you know what? Look, a lot of people are taking this story and they're like, Trump is attacking the First Amendment. There's nothing in the First Amendment that says that politicians and the media and that the media should have special access to politicians. That's what this is. That's what this is about. That's what press credentials is about. It's just about you getting special access to politicians and political functions. That has nothing to do with your ability to report on President Trump or on what any politician is actually doing. This is special access. I don't have press credentials. That's why I can be honest. I mean, I've always chosen to be honest with you guys because I don't care about getting access to politicians or access to their campaigns. That's not necessary to hold them accountable. So it's not an attack specifically on the First Amendment. Yes, when you do go after the press, you are attacking the First Amendment. And I'm completely against going after the press, calling them like, or saying that they are the enemy of the people. That's going way too far. If you want to call the press dishonest, yeah, maybe. I don't think they're making things up to go and attack specific politicians. But look, then again, there are hatchet jobs. There are there's spin, there's opinion, etc. It goes a little bit. You can go into detail about some of those different things, but generally, the idea of a free press is a fantastic thing, and I completely support that. Nonetheless, they don't need credentials, okay? So I'm actually with Trump. Go ahead and take their credentials. Strip them all. Maybe then they might actually do their job. And that's what I want them to do. I actually want to hold all politicians accountable, Democrats, Republicans, it doesn't matter. The President of the United States especially. Let's hold them all accountable. And let's let Trump go and talk to the sycophants at Fox News. Whatever. And look, he's starting to even lose Fox News. I've showed you a couple of examples of that. But the whole point is, why do they need special access? Why do they need things like the White House Correspondents' Dinner? They don't. The media and the politicians are too chummy to begin with. So maybe if you strip their access, then they might actually start to hold people accountable like they're supposed to be the watchdogs of the government instead of the lapdogs. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.